Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to start looking at outcome and events probabilities. All right, best way to do this is let's just get into a question. Okay, so a coin is tossed 3 times. An outcome is represented by a string of the sort HTT. So HTT, okay, again, we're tossing a coin 3 times. This means on the first toss, we got a head. Second toss, tail. And third toss is a tail as well. So HTT would mean head, tail, tail. Likewise, if we add T, H, T, that would be tail on the first one, head on the second one, and tail on the third one. Okay, so that's how to interpret what they're giving us here. All right, so this table gives us the 8 outcomes that they got from tossing the coin. So they got like that, etc. Okay. For each of the 3 events in the table, check the outcomes that are contained in the event. Then in the last column, enter the probability of the event. Okay, so here's what this means. A tail on the last toss or the second toss. So we want to look for the events that have a tail on the last toss. So the last letter is going to be T, or on the second toss. So the second letter is going to be T, or both. So we don't care about the first toss. Okay, we're only looking at the second or third. You have to have a tail on the second, third, or both. Okay, this one's going to work because it has a tail on the second one. The second one's going to work because it has a tail on the third. This one's going to work because it has a tail on both. This one's going to work because it's got a tail on the second. This one has a tail on the third. This one is not going to work because it doesn't have a tail on the second or third. Same with the second to last one, no tails on either the second or third. And this one is going to work because it has it on both. Okay, so the probability of getting what we checked off is we have 6 favorable out of 8 total. So the probability is going to be 6 out of 8, which when we simplify is 3/4. Okay, event B, 2 or more heads. So we need a total of 2 H's, or we can have more than that, which would be 3 H's. So the first one works, that has 2 H's. Second one doesn't work, it has only 1. Third one has only 1. Fourth one only 1. The fifth one does work, it's got the 2 H's. The sixth one does have 2 H's. The seventh one, they are all H's, so that's certainly going to work. And the last one does not work. Okay, so for event B, we have 4 favorable outcomes, the 4 that we checked off out of 8 total. So that's 4 out of 8, which is 1/2 when we simplify. All right, more heads than tails. So we just want there to be more H's than T's. The first one that works is we've got 2 H's and 1 T's. The second one doesn't work, we have more tails. Third one, we have more tails. Fourth one, we have more tails. Okay. The fifth one, we have more heads, that works. Sixth one works. Seventh one works. The eighth one does not work. So again, we have 4 out of 8, which is 1/2. Okay, next one. Same exact deal, except the events listed over here are different. Okay, more heads than tails. So we want more T than H. This works. This works. This works. This does not work. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, the fifth one does work. Sixth one does not work. Seventh one does not work. And the eighth one does not work. So we have 4 out of 8 that work, which is 1/2. Alternating heads and tails with either coming first. So alternating means switches head to tail with either one coming first. So let's say we have heads coming first. Then it would go tails, then heads. Okay, let's say we have tails going first. Then we'd have to have heads, then tails. So the only ones that are going to work are HTH and THT. So HTH is over here, THT is over here. So the other ones, neither of the other ones alternate heads to tails. So we have 2 that work out of 8, which simplifies to 1/4. All right, a head on the first and the last. So the first and both the first and the last have to have T's. Sorry, not H, T's. Okay, so the first one doesn't work. Second one does work. Third one works. Fourth one doesn't. Fifth one doesn't. Sixth one doesn't. Seventh one doesn't. Eighth one doesn't. So again, that one's 2 out of 8, or 1/4. Okay, number 3, again, same thing. All the questions are going to be like this. 2 or more tails, so we need either 2 T's or 3 T's. This one works, second one doesn't, third one doesn't, fourth one does, fifth one doesn't, sixth one does, seventh one doesn't, eighth one does. So we have 4 out of 8, or a half. Exactly 1 head, so we're only allowed to have exactly 1 H. If there's more than 1 H, it doesn't work. This one has only 1 H. Second one doesn't, third one doesn't, fourth one doesn't, fifth one doesn't, sixth one does, seventh one doesn't, eighth one does. So that's 3 out of 8, which can't be simplified. Okay? And the last one, a tail on both the first and last tosses. So we have to have tail to start and tail to end. There. Second one doesn't. Third one doesn't. Fourth one does. Fifth one does not. Sixth one does not. Seventh one does not. Eighth one does not. So it's 2 out of 8, or 1/4.